Yemeni #1.
What is up, dorks? My friends and families, my fellow yem-yems, welcome back to the podcast. Today, I got the hilarious comedian, Chris Bowers. Put your hands together for Chris, everybody. You see how I'm like wearing a jacket right now? I'm wearing this fancy jacket that was inspired by my fancy friend. Every time you see Chris, man, he looks spectacular. Look at this jacket that he's wearing right now.
Well, I wear stuff that attracts the people I want to hang out with. So, like, if you see this coat, you're like, hey, it looks fun. You're right. We should hang out. If you're like, that guy looks like a lot, you're also right. We shouldn't hang out. So it cuts out the middle, man. I don't have to waste anybody's time.
Yeah. It's like how I dress. Like I shouldn't mug that guy.
Right. Yeah. You have a look that says, let's not go talk to him. He looks very unfriendly.
Yeah.
And I look like, hey, we should do shots with that guy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm going for.
That's also muggle. That guy looks safe to mug.
No, I've never been mugged, actually. That's because
I've never been mugged.
Respect.
Yeah. I've never been mugged, thankfully. I do have friends of mine that have.
Do you have a speech ready if you do get mugged?
Apparently you do.
You don't have a speech?
Oh, hold on.
You don't have a thing to say?
This jacket deserves this music.
I'm not giving anybody any money.
Okay. Okay, so what is it?
I'm saying, no.
What's the speech? Okay, I'm holding you up.
Well, it'd be a shame for you to kill me before you realized who I was. Because once you kill me, you're gonna be upset that you killed me. So let me help you. Put that gun away and let's figure this out.
I would have shot you already, bro.
Yeah, good. I don't care.
That would have pissed me off.
I don't care if you kill me. Fucking shoot me.
I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you.
Because guess what? They'll catch you.
See, you don't want to say that.
You.
You don't want to say that to a guy like me.
Why?
I don't care if you kill me. I'm like, oh, okay, then I'll let you live, but I'll just shoot your nuts off. Wow. Now you got to live without your nuts.
That actually would help me a lot.
Come on, man.
Most of my problems have been caused by my nuts. If my nuts were gone, I think my life would be way better.
I think that's the majority of us. I think the majority of us, yeah, amen, bro. Right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to voluntarily give up my nuts, but I think that after I woke up at the hospital and after the shock wore off, I'd be like, let's get some shit done.
Yeah!
Now I don't care about women anymore. This is probably get better now that I'm not trying to come.
You get your girlfriend like, get out of my house. I don't need you anymore.
See, I've always had the girlfriend from the mouth. The nuts have nothing to do with the girlfriend, so.
What?
I keep my girls around with the mouth. I'm not a good fuck guy. That's not my thing.
Do tell.
I'm just saying, I'm just not good in bed. I learned other skills, like a blind guy is good at, can hear and shit. But so I've got some strong going down game, but I'm not going to lay pipe very well. That's not my deal.
You just going to tell people that?
I mean, why not, man? What else?
You're not going to hide that fact?
No, I'm me, man. I am who I am, and fucking like it or don't. I don't care.
Man, you got big dick energy, but you're not like using it.
Well, I don't have a big dick, so I have the energy without the big dick. I don't know what that means. I got strong tongue energy. Does that matter?
Do you got like kiss tongue? Is it like really long?
No, I talk fast. I got skills. I know what I'm doing there.
I got into an accident in the Marines, and the bottom part, the webbing of my tongue,
disconnected.
Now my tongue is longer.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Now I can like touch my nose with my tongue.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So did I leave you speechless with it?
Yeah, bro. I'm like, fucking, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, so guys, if you don't know, my podcast is Public Yemeni. I call it that way because I'm a public enemy of anything and almost everything. I like to seek the truth. I like when people are truthful. And sometimes if you're truthful, you're a public enemy of someone. And
my favorite quote is, if you're going to tell people the truth, you better make them laugh or they'll kill you.
That's a real saying?
Mm-hmm. It's like a famous quote. It's accredited to like 8 different people, so I don't quote who it is. But it's like Thomas Aquinas. There's a bunch of people that it's accredited to. But yeah, if you're going to tell people the truth, you better kill them or you better make them laugh or they'll kill you. I think Mark Twain said that too.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a comic.
Right.
It's the best way to tell people the truth.
Sometimes telling the truth just doesn't make certain people laugh, though. So sometimes just saying a truth that is your truth, right, and the truth to a lot of people may not be the truth to someone else.
Well, I think that's the key. That's the key to comedy for me, is I want to take my truth and make it so funny that you believe it.
Yeah, or you don't have to actually believe it, but you still have to think it's funny. Right?
No, I want you to believe it. I'm changing minds. I'm changing the world. I'm not just making you laugh. I don't give a fuck about just making people laugh.
I think that's, I like that, but to me, I just think that that's impossible. You're not going to get everyone to agree. You're just not.
It's not about getting everyone to agree. It's about everyone seeing that there are more perspectives and those are okay. I'm saying there's different ways you can change the world, and what I'm saying is, like, the problem I see with most of the world is that there's not as much originality.
I want to get closer to the mic.
People are arguing other people's fucking points. Like, have your own point of view. Have your own shit. Don't quote to me what some other motherfucker said. Either way. Oh, I don't usually argue with people. The only time I ever argue with people is when they're quoting people incorrectly. Like, well, so-and-so, Tucker Carlson's, I'm like, that's not what he said, first of all. That's not what he meant. What he said was this. Or even on the left, like, well, so-and-so, it's like, fucking, she didn't mean that. That's what
I got the best so-and-so. During the last election between Trump and Biden, Michelle Obama did this cringy fucking video where she goes and tells you to think of her people when you're doing this next vote. Using the whole George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, a time that we were having during the lockdown, and basically what politicians do in this country and everywhere, they gaslight you. They try to get you to feel guilty, or if you're doing something else, if you vote third party, think of my people, the slavery and whatever. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I could see right through that fucking bullshit. So anyways, that was cringy to watch for me. Then I got a guy that I know who's black calls me up after all of a sudden I posted that I'm, on Facebook. I'm like, I'll never vote Biden. I mean, I never voted Democrat anyway in my entire life. I always vote third party. I don't play the two-party system game. And so this black guy calls me up, this guy I know, and starts droning the exact same thing Michelle Obama said.
Right.
Especially at the end of the argument when he wasn't convincing me of anything. And he goes, Mike, don't you care about my people? Don't you care about my people? Why would you vote that way? You wouldn't care about black people? And I'm like, bro, did you just echo what Michelle Obama said? You drone? I go, don't you care about my people in Yemen? We voted for Obama and he bombed the fuck out of that country. And that's not even in your purview because the drone on TV, Michelle Obama, brainwashed you to fucking say this thing without taking the bigger picture. Because now they have you under control. And to me, that was one of the moments where I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I got the same thing with Rush Limbaugh. I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh a long time ago just so that I would be able to corner conservatives whenever they started doing those same stupid talking points.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm like, dude, you just heard that today on Rush because I was listening to it.
Right. That's not your thought.
That's not your actual thought.
And that's the problem sometimes, so I've said for a while that, like, a good memory can feign intelligence. So you can remember what other smart people said and seem smart. Doesn't make you smart.
No.
There's a difference between remembering other people's smart shit and having your own smart shit to say.
Sure.
And that's a big difference.
Sure.
So.
But it hurts.
Hurts what?
It hurts to push yourself to go against your knee-jerk reaction of what the truth is. It hurts. It hurts to sit there and go, this is what I believe. This is my knee-jerk reaction of my belief. And then now I'm going to try to listen to people who have the counter to that and see if I can find nuggets of gold in what they're saying,
Sure.
Which is not easy. It hurts. Like Ben Shapiro is not somebody I enjoy listening to, but when certain things start flaring up politically and things start getting polarized, the liberal in me goes, I have to listen to him too now in this moment, just so I can get either the bullshit that the other side is being told or the nuggets of gold that I'm missing that my side's not telling me.
Sure. Or, and there's also a perspective. You have to see someone else's perspective. I like that as well. I mean, I like saying, okay, well, why do they think this way? What is the thing? I don't care about the what necessarily. I care about the why. So, like, if you didn't get vaccinated, for instance, right? Like, I had a friend, she didn't get vaccinated because when she got the H1N1 vaccine when she was 12, she got narcolepsy.
Damn.
That was one of the side effects, and they were like,
And she got it.
And a doctor's like, oh, it's probably from the vaccine. Now, what that was or not?
Is this something that lasted forever now?
Yeah, she's a narcoleptic her whole
Oh,
life. She's never been able to see a movie. Like she falls asleep. You know, and if you know what narcolepsy is, it's fucking awful. It's not just you just fall asleep. It's that you're the most tired you've ever been forever, and falling asleep doesn't help it. When you go to sleep, you don't wake up refreshed. You just are always that tired, always.
Oh,
right? It's the worst. So anyway, so she's like, yeah, I'm done with vaccines. I'm not doing more vaccines. If you're a black dude and you're like Tuskegee, I'm like, yeah, I get it, right?
Yeah, for real.
But if you're like, I'm not kidding, right? If you don't trust the government because you're, brown of some kind, I totally get that.
I don't trust the government.
But right, I get.
I don't trust when people have drones over me. I'm so Yemeni. If people just a camera drone, I'm like, get that fucking shit out of here, bro.
But what I'll say, so that's the, the. I lost my point there. What were we just talking about?
The fuck were we just talking about? No, people not having their own views.
Yeah.
And how people just borrow other people's views and not actually have their own.
Yeah. So and I think we're
and then you were talking about how people like for the vaccine how your one friend was.
Yeah, and but if you think Bill Gates is chipping you, then I want you to die. Don't get the vaccine and go die. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's hilarious.
Like I don't care about the what, I care about the why, and I care that with that everything. Like
yeah.
Why are you an asshole? Oh, it's, I mean, it's,
right.
There's that
right.
The paradigm shift is one of my favorite thoughts of concepts where you think you know one thing and then it changes. So like,
how many times in your life have you been proven wrong, right? And then you actually acknowledged it and said, "Oh shit!" Like, I mean.
I'm wrong a lot. I would say like my second marriage, when I was married the second time, which it talks about how I've been wrong. But when I was married the second time, we went to counseling towards the end of it. And one of the problems that my ex-wife had was that she could never win an argument with me. And finally through counseling, we realized that that wasn't the issue. The issue was that when I know I'm wrong, I give up very quickly. I don't have ego in it or pride. So like once you say something that's smarter than what I was thinking, I go, oh, fuck. Yeah, okay, you're right. We only argue when you're wrong. Because when I'm wrong, I know it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And so my counselor, we had a one-on-one. My counselor was like, for the next month or next 2 weeks, just every time you're wrong, just fight for a few minutes and then give up and see if that makes a difference. And it fucking did. All of a sudden, she was winning arguments because we just don't argue when I'm wrong. I'm pretty quick at like going, oh, fuck, you're right.
And your therapist said, instead, argue when you're right?
And he said, just put up a fight for a little bit so she feels like she wins one every now and again. And then as an experiment. And then once we came back to counseling, I'm like, see, I did that. And you felt like you won arguments because I was proving that and she was like, oh, okay, it made sense. I mean, does that make, you know what I'm saying? So like it was an experiment to show her that what I was telling her in counseling was correct. That like, I do admit I'm wrong a lot. It's just instant.
Yeah, me
too. So she's like, you made me feel uncomfortable at that party because I was jealous. You were talking to that girl. I would go, you know what? You're right.
You're right. I'll try not to do that again.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. You're right.
Yeah,
My bad.
Yeah.
And then I would try to be better as opposed to going, I wasn't talking to her. I wasn't talking to her. What the fuck are you talking about?
Or
I wasn't talking to her. I didn't even like her.
Or
I'd be like,
gaslighting.
oh, fuck, you're right. I was spending too much time with that girl. My bad. And I give up right away because when I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong. I don't have the ego to like prove that.
When I'm wrong, I'm literally like, and that's one thing that I liked about how my dad raised me because he had a real pet peeve of not being able to acknowledge when you did something wrong, and that sorry is not just a one-step process.
Right.
Sorry is not I'm sorry and that it's over.
No.
It should be I'm sorry, and then there should also be an acknowledgement of what you did wrong. If you can orientate to the other person, you know what? I'm sorry. You're right. I was talking to that girl and I was not really paying attention to you that much. Yeah, I can see how that made you feel uncomfortable. I'm really sorry. I'll try to keep. I'll try not to do that again.
And my thing is, don't be sorry. Be different. I don't give a fuck if you're sorry. If you aren't different, if the next time you're different,
that's what I mean. Yes.
So, and then don't just say you're going to be different.
Course
Actually,
correct.
then be different.
Course correct.
Which is the key,
Right.
So, and I when I worked, waited tables in college or after college, I found that I made way more money when shit got fucked up than when shit went cleanly. Because when shit got fucked up, I was very eager I was the first person to go, guys, I fucking rang that in late. I'm so sorry. I didn't put the thing in. I would, like, if it was my fuck up, like if the kitchen fucked up, but since I took responsibility for my own stuff, then I wouldn't just be, oh, the kitchen's fucked up. I would like take responsibility for what was going on. I had one move where I would go, you know what, guys, I rang your steaks in the wrong temperatures. I'm so sorry. And I put my hand on the table and I go, take that fork, just stab me real quick.
Yeah.
Once in the hand. They're like, what? I'm like, I'll never learn if you don't fucking get me once. Just one time. Just
What
one
if
time.
somebody actually
Just one
did
time.
it?
I had somebody actually did. I was like, all right, you got me.
Somebody actually stabbed you?
Oh yeah, they went, and I was like, I'll never do that again. Sorry, sir.
Oh, you're out of your fucking
He
mind.
didn't hit me real hard.
You're
but it
too
was
white
funny.
boy for that. That's white boy confidence, man. Fuck that shit. You white people don't got enough problems going on. You like, yo, stab me in my hand.
Hey,
I don't learn unless you.
Look, I've always.
I didn't have a mom that punched me in the face.
I've always said that horror movies
Whatever.
are definitely a white person thing because we have to fucking pay money to be scared.
Escape rooms is another thing, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's
the
what I
fuck
mean.
out of here. My parents had to do an entire escape room just to get to America, bro. We don't want to play that game. All right, bro. So what are you a public enemy of? You said you gave me a list of things before the show started.
There's 7 things that I hate that everyone else loves.
Okay, so if anybody knows, this show is about talking your truth, things that you really believe in that other people are like, no, you're an idiot, and now you're a public enemy of that thing.
Yeah. So here are the things I don't like. Kids under 10, like little kids, piss me off.
Little kids under 10.
I hate
Okay.
little kids. I hate dogs. Right. Not all dogs, but most dogs. I'm not a fan. Right. Now those 2 things are because they're trying to be the center of attention, and that's my job, motherfucker. Get out of here. Right. I don't like old people just because they're stupid generally and they smell bad.
We're almost there, motherfucker.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
That's why I'm not living past 65. But anyway, I don't like old people. I don't like the beach. I don't like food. I don't like music, and I don't like my own orgasms. Those are the things I don't like that everybody else does.
A lot of some of the things that you said that you don't like
are people's number one thing. The thing they put on their dating profile. I love music. It's the most thing.
I hate when people put I love food.
Yeah.
I hope you do. How the fuck are you not here?
You know, it's funny.
How are you here if you're not eating?
Here's another thing. I love traveling, but I don't love the destination. I love getting there. I love airports. I love layovers. I love fucking car rides. I love airplane rides. I love layovers.
Delays.
I love Chili's in the Minneapolis airport.
Lost
I love all that
baggage.
shit. But I hate getting there and going to the beach.
Explain. Please explain.
Shit, I like the process of traveling. I like driving. I like all that kind of stuff. I just
So you
don't-
like the things that everyone hates.
That's what I'm saying. I hate the things people like, and I like things people hate. I don't know if that's because I'm a total contrarian.
Okay, now
or what.
I'm calling bullshit.
What?
Explain to me. So, why aren't you a traveling comic if you love it? Because that's the majority of comedy.
I don't like. Because I don't like.
The majority of
I don't
comedy is
like
fucking being at the airport, driving to the fucking
that's the part
gig.
I like. I don't like the gig part in fucking Nebraska. I don't like that part. I don't like the after the gig where everybody leaves. Now you're sitting by yourself and you have to go to a fucking bed. It's just I don't. I'd rather be where I know I'm comfortable. I know friends. We're gonna hang out. Like I didn't travel a lot because I owned a comedy club, so I just emceed my club every week. For
Nah,
first
man.
days.
I'm
And I've
calling bullshit.
traveled.
If you really, really enjoyed fucking all the delays, you'd be fucking on the road all the time, bro.
I mean, again, it's not like I'm turning work down. If people called me, I'd go anywhere. I just don't.
So why do you enjoy being at the airport? What is it that you like about being at the airport?
I like people watching. I like a good chain restaurant.
You don't have to go to a prison like the airport to watch people, bro.
I agree. I'm saying I don't
Just
know.
go to
There's
CVS.
There's just something about
Creep everyone up 'cause you're not buying anything.
I like going to the air. I like figuring out the most efficient way to do something. So I like being able to be quick through security. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I'm not trying to talk anybody into the things I believe in. That's part of it. Like I know that I'm wrong, that music is great, and I just don't like it personally.
You're out of your fucking mind, bro. I'm going to open up the phone lines because some people need to call in.
We have phone lines.
Yeah, well, that's if it works, man. Sometimes it doesn't work. Guys that are just listening in, this is Mike Eshaq. You can find me at MikeFromDetroit.com. My podcast is Public Yemeni #1. I am from Yemen, and I'm also a public enemy of everything important, like not like I'm a public enemy of I like airports. What the fuck are you doing on my podcast, man? Why are you here, man? This is a
There's
mistake.
nothing cool about an airport. You don't think there's something cool about an airport?
Okay, you know what?
Come on, man.
No.
No? Oh, I love a good airport.
The phone
man.
lines are open, 313-915-4933. But we're going to keep going. So Okay. Oh, do I think airports are amazing? Yeah, I think airports are amazing when I'm looking at an airport from the eyes of a goddamn caveman. Like if I was like thawed out and I was some caveman that got like frozen, then somehow they brought me back to life. Then I go to the airport, I would be like, what the fuck?
Right. If King Louis XVI came to my apartment, he'd think I was the richest person that ever lived.
Exactly.
And so,
I don't know who he is, but I agree.
He's the most opulent king of all time.
Opulence. I love that word, opulence.
Let them eat cake. Was
This
his
is
wife.
the sound of opulence.
So I just something romantic about an airport. I just like it. I don't know.
Romantic?
I've just always liked an airport.
This is why you've had two divorces, bro.
Like a red eye flight where you get there like 11 and you get your little snack and you get your pillow and you're going to sleep on a plane all night. Oh, it's for the best.
Okay. What? You're a fucking idiot. So you just like being on an airplane, smelling everyone's farts? Because that's all everyone is doing in there. They're just farting. If I'm on your plane and you see me walking, you think I'm like stretching? Yeah, I'm stretching, but I'm also crop dusting. I'm fucking giving everyone my scent.
My farts don't smell though, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They don't.
Because you're opulent.
No, because I haven't had a fruit or a vegetable since 1996, and it's the bacteria in vegetables that make your fart smell. I don't know if you know that, but I run a clean system.
So you stop eating vegetables because of your farts?
No, it's just a fun side effect.
It's because you're at the airport all the time. You're trying to be nice to the people at the airport is what it is?
No, I stopped eating vegetables as a joke to my mom, and it just, it's been 25 years.
Okay, so you don't like food?
No. If I could
Which
take,
is
if I could-
bullshit because you used to be fat.
If I could take a pill and not eat, I'm saying I like 4 things. That's why I got fat, because I only like 4 things. I like pizza, chicken fingers, French fries, and hamburgers. That's it. The rest of it, I hate everything else.
I don't know if you know, but that's called food.
Yeah, I get that. What I'm saying is that, but I don't want them to taste like anything. I just want the mush in my mouth. I just want it to be like, I like salt a little bit.
You don't want it to taste like anything, so you eat the tastiest,
I eat plain
most
cheeseburgers.
processed shit that hijacks your brain to be like, I got to eat more of this.
Oh no, I don't eat like sugar. I don't eat sweet. I mean, I eat cheeseburgers.
If you like eating shit that's bland, then you should be eating dicks, bro. Okay, or fucking eat cauliflower.
Dicks are pretty spicy.
Eat cauliflower. Just eat
I don't like textures. I can't. Ugh, that made me throw up in my mouth thinking about it. What I'm saying is, if I could take a pill.
You have no reason being
if I could take a pill
as fat as you used to be, and then having this thing. I don't like food. So it's not that you don't like food. You don't like the process of having to eat to sustain life.
I'm saying if I could take a pill and never be hungry, I would do that.
That's coming soon. You know.
I would never eat again if I could never be hungry. If I could take a pill.
I think that's...
Which, by the way, COVID.
We got a phone call.
All right.
Here we go. I hope this shit works.
Let's hope.
Hello. Thank you for calling the Public Yemeni podcast. Who am I speaking to?
This is Patrick Cronin.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
This is a friend of mine. This guy's a real good friend of mine. I've known this guy for a really long time. He's a hilarious actor, comedic actor, Irish drunk.
Oh, nice.
He always has a look on his face that looks like he's possibly having a stroke. I love him to death. He's hammered right now, but
Nice.
And then not only that, he does an excellent racist sound of a Japanese person. Like,
Wow.
what's up, Patrick?
You've been so bad to me, Makire. That's not racist. It's race related. I'd like to say long time listener, but first time listener. But I'm not exactly sure who this nice gentleman is on. I mean, his name.
His name is Chris.
Everybody calls me Bowers, though. Everybody calls me Bowers.
Yeah, Bowers.
What's up, Bowers?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Bowers.
And I just want you to know, in Arabic, real quick, Arabic accents, Arab language doesn't have the P sound in the language. So when you hear people using English that come from Arabic, they always replace the P's with B's. So your name is actually Power. So like an Arab guy be like, I have so much power.
There you go.
So
all right, cool.
Anyways, go ahead, Patrick. What do you want to talk about?
No, Greeks do the same thing. Lamb, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're not doing that. And second of all, I haven't drinking any booze in like 3 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
How you sound? So you still
Isn't that
sound
crazy?
hammered though.
Well, your brain knows how to
no,
do
no,
it.
No. Well, I have that on my phone. It's just like it's used to it. So, like, Verizon doesn't fuck with it anymore. Like they're like,
What?
no, just that. Yeah, it's like a voice thing. I know a fucking guy who makes apps and shit. But yeah, no,
He's having
I'm
a stroke.
high-low, so.
All right, so what are you calling about, bro?
I just got off the floor. What the fuck? You don't like food? Okay, that's cool. You know, my peepers, I'd say otherwise. And I work with kids with special needs, and you described every food they will only eat.
Yeah, I might be on the
And
spectrum, I guess.
I don't.
Are you calling him retarded, bro?
Now, you saying I'm autistic. but
I'm
yeah.
not. I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't use that. I would
I'm
say
using it. I don't give a
he
fuck.
might. I'd say Bauer might be someone on the spectrum and a person with autism. That's it. But I'm not. That's not why I called. But like, what did my dad do to you, bro? He's 94. The fuck. I mean, if you said like driving, you don't want my dad driving. I don't want him driving. He shouldn't be driving. You know, his parking spot at church he went to every morning, my friend, and he fucking, you knew it was his spot because the handicap parking sign was bent and there was like a little, you know, there's a little fucking drop off there. So there's like a wall. And the only reason the sign is like, you know, on like a little Pisa situation leaning Tower Road is because there's a fucking wall there stopping it, you know.
So your dad would hit the
For all
handicap
fucking
sign
reasons.
over and over time until it fell over?
His granddad.
He comes from a pretty wealthy neighborhood in Michigan called Bloomfield Hills.
Yeah,
And
I
you know
Bloomfield.
those like really nice fucking houses that have the really nice mailboxes that look exactly like the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're sturdier than the fucking house. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So he ran right into that. Right down the street, you know, and he just kind of heard the phone ring, and he just like look at his phone and kind of merged directly through that fucking thing.
So what's your point of this
Almost
story,
totaling his
bro?
car. Old people shouldn't drive, bro. But
Yeah, I
don't
agree.
say my dad shouldn't be like, you don't like my dad. I'm taking it personally. Old people, because he's old.
I don't like your
And
dad
plus,
because he
what the fuck,
produced
don't like
you,
cookies?
bro.
Hey, now.
Bro, my dad.
When me and Patrick Cronin are together, we say the meanest things to each
With
other.
mauve fucking whitey tighties on, you know, while we were like teenagers.
Well, buddy, thank you for your phone call, man. You're right. He might be on the spectrum. We're gonna talk about that because
I think I'm too into eye contact for that, but I'll give it.
yeah, you probably just trained your
No,
maybe
we
you're
got-
autistic
we
about
got
eye
a
contact.
couple of those. We got a couple of those.
I just don't. I just my thing is just if you tell me something's a truth, I'm not going to believe you till I think about it for a second.
For me too, man. I think everyone should be like that.
I totally understand, and God bless 80s rock and roll and metal and also wrestling. So you have a good one and enjoy that mac and cheese. You guys stay good.
Love you,
guys.
Patrick.
Peace
See
out,
you,
Mike.
bro.
Peace.
Peace. Well, there you go. He's not hanging up the phone. There you go. Well, listen, man. I'm not trying to say that you are on the spectrum, but there's a part of me that's just like, but I understand the whole. Sometimes I enjoy food. I enjoy eating, bro. I enjoy eating so much. I was really fat at one point, and then when I joined the Marine Corps, I was a diet recruit. And in boot camp, instead of calling me Eshaq, they called me Eat Snacks. That's my nickname.
Right.
So I love eating and I love snacking, but there are times where I'm like really busy and I'm just like, God damn it, I got to stop what I'm doing because I have to feed this meat vehicle. And I'm like, okay, fine, but in the future, there's going to be nanotechnology that they're thinking within maybe the next decade or so, where you can like have these nanobots swimming around in your bloodstream and maximizing the way you process food. So you'd be able to have, say, one steak a week, and you won't have to eat that often because the nanobots will be able to really, really break that thing down in the most efficient way possible.
Yeah, I think technology is going to save us. I really think that's what's happening. Technology, we're about to be in a really great place.
Yeah, but I like there's a part of me that's kind of also worried about the atrophy that we are getting from technology. So like our focus is atrophying. Like right now, if you look at human beings, we're much like dogs. We're domesticating ourselves. If we can be much like cats, like we were just talking about cats earlier, if we can be much like cats, where it's like a cat is okay with being in my house right now and not outside hunting, but she still got her claws or whatever. If I left her outside right now, she'd be able to survive. Right? I just wish humans were able to do that. It seems like we're going all the way the other direction. So like technology is filling in the gaps and it's atrophying us. And then I could just see that many generations of humans going forward were just going to be useless.
Well, I think it depends on your definition of useful. Yeah, I mean, I used to have 150 phone numbers in my head. Now I don't. Right? But I've used that space in my brain for other shit.
Sure.
Like I'm saying, like we used to have a guy who memorized everything because we didn't have a computer. Now we don't need that guy.
I understand
right?
that.
So I agree that like.
But there's certain things that I think that you lose. So for example, I haven't really been. If I know where I'm going, I still have my GPS on because it also knows the traffic patterns, right?
Right.
To get me there quicker.
Yeah, use the robot. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that from there, I've lost my ability to adapt when it comes to driving. So like the skills that I had from having to know where I was going all the time and knowing and having that, I understand it's a luxury to not have it there. But having it there at that time, man, I think built certain type of skill sets that are now probably diminished that we don't have anymore.
Right, but you don't need them. It's like memorizing all the words in the dictionary.
But we might need them.
No, well, again, if everything shuts down and we go back to, we got way bigger problems than whether you know how to get to fucking Ralph's. Once you're fucking, if the GPS doesn't work, I mean, I agree
we're all
that
fucked.
if we're all fucked, but
I don't know where to get meat.
Well, yeah, again, we don't.
I don't know which roots to eat, bro.
I saw a great TED talk. And I can't remember the guy's name. I wish I could so I could reference it. But basically, he had two pieces of human technology. He had an Indian arrowhead, Native American arrowhead, and he had a computer mouse. He's like, these are about 800 years apart in technology, human technology. He said, in the 1200s, when this arrowhead was made, every single person in the world could make this. Every one of them, man or woman, they could all make an arrowhead. Do you know how many people in the world can make a computer mouse?
Yeah, not that many.
Give me a number. How many you think in the whole world? He had a number.
In the whole world?
The whole world can make a computer mouse.
When you say make, we're not talking about assembling. We're talking about create from scratch.
Yes.
Maybe fucking 20?
Zero. The answer is zero because the person who knows how to make it work doesn't know how to smelt fucking iron to make it into wires. The guy that no one knows how to make plastic. Even the best computer engineer doesn't understand how to engineer plastic from scratch.
Sure.
We don't do any of this, right? So we live in this society that's completely interdependent, right?
On collaboration.
And if that breaks down, yeah, we're going to have some fucking problems.
Sure.
But it's not going to break down. It's going to be fine.
We don't know that, and let's hope it doesn't. That's all we can say is we hope, because it could be just one cataclysmic event from losing everything.
Well, for sure, but I mean, we've always been that way. And by the way,
it's just, I hope we do get it to a point where
but it just
Ray
changes.
Kurzweil calls it the singularity, where technology gets to a point where it levels the playing field all across the board. The idea is that technology will get to a point where you will be 110% self-sufficient. I will be 110%. I will never go hungry. You will never go hungry. You will have the ability to create shelter. I will have. So all of our needs will be met with technology. Right. It's getting crazy enough to where Ray Kurzweil believes that we're going to get technology so small to a point where the nanobots are going to be so microscopic that they're going to be able to disassemble and reassemble objects in real time. Not only that, human beings are going to start assembling and reassembling. So you're going to be able to take yourself apart and then merge yourself with another human. So there's going to be bulk humans that are like bulk together, like decided to like just, and that's going to be fucking weird. I'm telling you. And what's even crazier, because Ray Kurzweil has been predicting technology spot on for a long time, that everyone really listens to him, and his predictions for the future are fucking crazy. Did you ever watch the movie Interstellar?
Yes.
Did you notice they talk about it really quick when he falls through the black hole and then he ends up in a tesseract. And a tesseract is basically a 3D representation of the 4D world. So he's in the bookcases, right? Where he's like flying through the infinite bookcases through time in his daughter's bedroom. The sound from the computer AI that's helping him, I think his name was Lars, he's talking to him on the radio, and he's like, the bulk beings created this for us to navigate ourselves. When he says bulk beings, they only said it like once or twice in that movie. That's exactly what Ray Kurzweil believes humanity is going to be. We're going to end up advancing so much in technology that collaboration is going to be a real collaboration where all the humans that ever existed merge to be this one big giant bulk consciousness. And what's crazy is at the end of the documentary about Ray Kurzweil, they ask him if he believes in God, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I do believe in God. He's just not here yet." Which is fucking fascinating.
Ooh, that's a cool thing. I like that.
Right. So
I did not like the movie Interstellar, though. I thought it was stupid.
Oh, really?
I didn't understand why so he wants to save his daughter, so he leaves for 60 years, coming back just in time for her to die? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
No.
He wants to save the whole world, but who gives a fuck about the whole world? Spend 60 years with your daughter, dipshit.
Well, no. The idea is that, humanity had this. So in the movie, he finds out that NASA for the longest time has noticed this wormhole that appeared next to Jupiter,
Sure.
which gives us a real quick leap into a part of a universe that has multiple habitable planets, right? And the idea is that no, he's going to end up going. They're going to find what they're going to need to find, and they're going to come back. And because he's going to be dealing with areas where gravity is much more forceful than Earth, and we've already talked about how gravity can bend space-time. The idea is that if you're in an area that has a big gravitational pull, you're going to experience time much differently. They weren't planning on him getting that old. That was a mistake in the movie. So in that movie, they went down to this one planet because they got the call from the previous people that were there that, hey, this is a habitable planet. But because time was so different, by the time they got there and they got into that
one
planet,
minute was like 10 years or whatever.
Once they got to that planet, those people just died that sent that message, and they were going to send another message that, hey, man, there's too much water here, and you got to get the fuck out, right? Well, when they went down there and they had that accident, they were there for 2-3 hours in this accident, and each one of those years was 7 years back at home.
Right.
And that it's not like he planned that. And that's the beautiful thing about the movie is I love that he came back to the ship and he saw 14 years or plus of his kids just aging, having kids, and he missed all this time. I thought it was a great movie, And
I just wouldn't have left is my point.
What?
I wouldn't have left. I stayed with if your daughter's the only thing you care about, stay with her till y'all die.
If your daughter's the only thing you care about, then aren't you going to want to try to do everything in your power to make sure that they live a longer life than you?
Why?
Yeah, see, don't be a dad. This is great.
I'm just saying, why did you care how long they live once you're...
He's not a dad, guys.
What I'm saying is once you're dead, why would you care how long your kids live?
Bro, that was the whole point of the movie. It's about love.
That's the part of the movie I don't understand.
Love.
I'd rather be with my kids the whole time.
It's called
once
love,
they're dead,
bro.
why would I care how long they live?
I think that when you have a child, I think your natural instincts is to make sure that their well-being
Well, that's not completely true.
If you're a good parent.
Well, I agree with that.
If you're a good parent,
50%. I go to schools every day. 50% of the people don't give a fuck about their kids. It's not this automatic thing that happens. What I'm saying is I've just never understood. Like, to me, if you save someone's life, you just prolonged it. You didn't save shit. They're going to die eventually. Did you prolong something that's better off? Like if when an earthquake happens in Haiti and you pull somebody out of the rubble to live in Haiti the rest of their life, are you helping them or are you hurting them? I don't know. What's their life like?
Say that again. What?
Saying let's say forget wherever you are. If you're abjectly poor, your life is fucking terrible. Everything's awful. You're miserable every day.
Yeah.
And then your fucking house gets an earthquake and you're under rubble and I pull you out. I didn't help you at all. If you'd have died in that rubble, you'd be better off than me pulling you out into this abject terribleness you've already been in. Right?
That's your perspective.
I'm saying I don't think that
I think
to me,
I think
quality
people,
of life matters, not quantity of life.
I think
it's ridiculous that we think that okay, my grandfather died at 84, had a cool life, 4 kids, whatever, blah blah blah. He did not have a better life than Jimi Hendrix. Go fuck yourself. I'm tired of us trading quantity of life for quality.
That is perspective. Like I think that's perspective. I think majority of people have a survivor mindset,
and that's where
want to survive.
If we're going to talk about public enemy, this is what it is. Actually, is that the thing that we have different now than we had 100 years ago is this fucking fetishization of life, where everyone has to live to be 100, or it was a fucking tragedy.
Why not?
Because it's stupid.
Why is that stupid?
Death is the most important thing we've ever had. Death is the reason that Donald Trump will die. It's the reason Genghis Khan died. I will give up my parents and everyone I've ever loved for the people that I hate to also die. The thing I'm afraid of is we're going to get rid of death, and then we are going to get rid of death. Then we'll stop evolving, because the only thing that makes us better is death.
Okay. I think death does make us better in that we really appreciate what's in front of us. Right?
No, I'm saying death is what's solving racism. Okay, racist people die.
What the fuck are you talking about,
racist people. Listen to me. Racist people die, and their kids are a little less racist. That's how this happens. It's death is the most important thing we have. Once we solve death, we are fucked.
I have no idea who this is. But welcome to the podcast. Who am I speaking to?
Bacon.
Oh, Bacon, longtime listener.
What's up, Bacon?
Calls in a lot. I love Bacon, the food, and I also love Bacon because he's a big fan of the podcast. Comes to shows. What's up, Bacon? What do you want to say?
So death is the best thing to happen to us, right?
Yep.
But okay. Then why are we not promoting suicide?
I am. I do promote suicide. I think you should be 25. I think you should be 25. But if you're 30 and every day sucks, if you're 30 and every day,
why put an age on it?
Well, what I'm saying is because
why put an age on it?
Because
if I wanted to kill myself at 6 years old, why not do it? It's making
because you're 6 and you're stupid. Because you're 6 and you're stupid. I want you to be 25 so you can make your own decisions. But I also feel that way with neck tattoos.
You're 25 and you're still a fucking dumbass.
Okay, but your brain's fully developed.
I'm in my 40s and I'm still a dumbass.
My point is, if you are miserable and you want to leave, go ahead. I'm not going to make you be miserable for 25 years so I'm not sad for 3 weeks. That's the problem we have with this country is in the world. We want everyone to live for fucking ever, and it's crazy.
Well, listen, I will have to agree with some of the things you say. I think that the idea of prolonging someone's life while they're in misery is fucking stupid. I think the analogy that you used about saving someone out of an earthquake in an area that is like not that great, that's a matter of perspective. You're coming from a place of privilege where we get to sit down and not have any problems. But if you only grew up in Haiti, your level of bar of what is good is a lot different than us. They're much more stronger, both in their physicality and in their mindset, that making it out of that rubble is everything to them, because then they get to see some of their families again and help them survive. Because to us, we come in such a we live in such an area of luxury where we in this side of the world, we can spend time going, you know what, I want a partner that is this and that and that and this. In other countries, they just want a partner so that they can fucking survive the next day.
I agree with that.
So so I'm saying, I disagree in the idea that, you know, people living in shitty areas should just fucking kill themselves. I agree with the fact that, yeah, we do prolong life too much. The idea of like, you're in pain and you'd much rather die, but our health system and our government's like, nope, you have to stay alive and we have to make you live this pain until you die naturally. That I agree with, you know? But at the same time, I also believe...
The spin-off, you should die because you're in the area. Why aren't we promoting straight up murder of people who are less fortunate than you and I?
Amen. I mean, like, you know, listen, I think Chris is like taking it to like almost like a ridiculous level.
No, I'm not. We need to get to 6 billion people or global warming is going to kill us. So we got to get to 6 billion. We right now.
You know what?
Here's our problem. Our problem is it took us from.
Oh, we just nuke the fucking Earth and kill us all.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, I'm not against that. I'm not against all of us dying. If we all died, that'd be cool too. Because then
Why?
no one's sad. Because then no one's sad. If everyone died at the same time, then no one's sad. It's perfect.
Wait
it's
a
the perfect
second.
ending.
You mean to
Who
tell
gives a
me
fuck?
that-
Who fucking cares?
Hold
Why
on
would
a
I
second.
care?
Together.
Why would I care if a bunch of people live after I'm dead? I don't give a fuck. Why would I care?
Well, then, yeah, you can die. I'm not. I'm
No, if I die,
I'm
all my
looking to live
friends
forever,
are.
bro.
If I die, all my friends are sad. My family's. I don't make anybody sad. If we all died, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing.
Well,
I think the
How about
idea.
you start doing, like, carry your idea out yourself and get the ball rolling?
Oh, I look, Bacon. I'm gonna be.
Jason, are you taking testosterone or some
Bacon.
shit? What happened?
I'm
here?
impressed. I will.
This motherfucker.
I will die at 65.
He's out there doing push-ups.
I'm not going to be over 65 years old. I'll give you that right now, Bacon.
Why wait that long?
Because I'm still having fun right now.
So
But once I have an air tank and
You're
I'm fucking, my
saying-
life sucks. Once my life sucks, I'm
You're
out.
saying quality over quantity.
Yep. My life is
65
awesome right
well
now.
past quality.
My life's awesome right now. Once my life's not awesome, I'm fucking out. The
Going
minute
to
it's not
65 is
awesome, I'm out.
quantity, not
I think
quality.
you have every right to do that too, man. I think that's.
saying, Bacon, I hear what you're saying. I'm saying right now my life is quality. And when it's quality, take as much quantity as you want. I'm just saying, don't. If your life sucks, you don't need to be here forever. That's all my only point.
All right, Bacon. Thank you for your call, buddy.
All right, later, man.
Yep. I think death is very awesome in that what it does is that it allows us to really appreciate what we have. I think too many people, especially people, not too many people, but some people.
death is
hold on, let me finish my thought. Some people are very, this idea of like death being a bad thing and sadness being a bad thing. No, they're not, dude. I think the idea that you're like, hey, I think the whole world should not be sad. No, man. Sadness is awesome because sadness makes the good parts of our lives feel even more greater. We need those peaks and valleys. It's like doing stand-up comedy. You can't have everything you say make them laugh constantly forever. No, you got peaks and valleys, draw them in, boom, laughter. Now this laughter seems a lot higher because you had them fucking down here for a second before you had them laughing again. So sadness and all these emotions, and especially death, makes us appreciate the good in this world. So death, to me, the beautiful thing about that is that I get to look at my mom and really appreciate her for being here right now and enjoying while she's here, because I know, man, I'm going to get that call not too long from now that she's not going to be here anymore.
Sure.
And because of that acknowledgement of that ending, it makes my love for my mom even more important. It makes the fact that I have to call her as often as possible, which reminds me I'm going to have to call her tonight, very important. That the friends like you and other people that I know that I enjoy being around, that I enjoy these moments and grasp them, because tomorrow I may not be here. Tomorrow you may not be here. And,
Right,
and
but I'm
that's
saying
the beautiful thing about death is that it now.
But that's talk about prisons.
Once we cheat death, that's another evolution of humanity. Now how do we stay compassionate and altruistic when there's no death? So there's
and I'm saying we don't. And my point is that death prunes the hedges. The reason that there's any room.
You just said technology is the most amazing thing,
right?
And technology is going to beat death.
I hope not.
But it's going to.
I don't think it is.
It's and then what's going to be even worse is that it's probably, I hope it's like what Ray Kurzweil says, is that the singularity levels the playing field and everyone has this technology, but knowing human beings and how easily we are corralled. Look at North Korea. The idea that we here in the West can't be North Korea one day is beyond me. That could happen at the drop of a fucking hat. Controlling people is very easy. What bothers me is that we're going to have this technology to live forever, but only the elite are going to be allowed to have it.
And that's my point, is I don't want them to have the technology. I agree that because again, it prunes the hedges. The reason there's any room in entertainment, the reason there's any room in law, the reason there's any room in government, the reason there's any room for anybody is because old people fucking die. And you see, if you look at Congress right now, those motherfuckers will hold on for fucking ever. And literally, if Genghis Khan was 3,000 years old, we'd all be fucking slaves. Like, death is the only thing that prunes the bushes and gets people out of the fucking way for their stupid ideas. The older someone is, the dumber they are. but the less dumb they think they are. That's the problem. Most of the great things have ever been invented by 20 and 30-year-olds. If you look at whether we're talking about the Beatles or the Constitution or fucking any of that shit. Like, the great thinkers have always been 20s, 30s, maybe into their 40s. Once you're 40, you're pretty stupid, and you're going to be stupid the rest of your life.
What are you talking about?
Look at the greatest inventions of all time. It's all young people, man.
That's not always true.
Give me examples of fucking old people. And other than Kentucky Fried Chicken, there's like 6 examples of people after 50 doing anything great that they didn't start when they were 20. I'm not saying that like the 7th album of the Stones wasn't good or whatever. I'm just saying that like generally you're really good at shit in your 20s and 30s and then tail off the rest of your life. That's what most people are. So death is what gets all the fucking stupid old people out of the fucking way.
Well, I don't think so, man, because I think that people, they still have... No, man, I disagree. Okay, so here's the thing. I would have to look it up to know, but... Let's just go that, yeah, people make most of their inventions when they're young and spry, right?
When their brains they're not in these patterns of everything has to stay the same and we're afraid. I mean, again, it's about... Not
all people are like that. A lot of people do practice plasticity of their minds, even as they age. There's a lot of people there's a lot of evidence that the majority of people who fall into this rut of I'm now this thing after their 40s are only people that don't exercise their mind and exercise plasticity and keep their minds open.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think comedians, you'll see them, they are always constantly being very youthful in their ideas, and a lot of that is just exercise. Sure, when you're younger, there's probably a sense of energy that you're able to put behind the things that you want to do. As you get older, your energy dissipates, and then hold on, and then trying to do a startup in your 50s is much more daunting than it is in your 20s. Hold on. But I don't think that once you get to your 40s that you're no longer needed anymore. As a matter of fact, people who invented stuff when they were very young, and then they get older, sure, they may not have the energy to create another startup or another invention or whatever, but they stay consistent with using their mind to help foster the rest of these inventions or be consultants or to be able to guide the new future. So this the idea that we don't need old people, man, is I think short-sighted.
Okay.
You know, I think old people teach us a lot. I think there was like an old Chinese...
I've never met an old person that said shit to me that made any sense.
There was an old Chinese a story that I read when I was young, and I remember it was a pretty interesting story, but it was kind of like one of those fables that taught you a lesson. And it was the story of this king who said that all old people are not needed anymore, and that we should kill all the old people after they reach a certain age. And you follow this boy who is sheltering his grandmother and keeping his grandmother from being assassinated by this brutal king. Then I guess like a curse comes over the thing, and the king has to figure out this riddle. And the riddle is there's this really, really long branch, and it twists and turns and contorts in so many different fucking ways, right? And there's a hole through this like little pipe or whatever, and they need to get a string from one end of that pipe to the other, and everyone in the village is trying to figure this thing out before this curse decimates the land or whatever. And the person that figured it out was this old woman that this boy was sheltering from this king. And she was like, oh, it's very easy. She goes, ants love sugar. She's like, all you got to do is just tie one to the end of an ant, put some sugar at the end of the thing, and that ant's going to find its way all the way to the end. And then at the end of the fable, it was literally like how wisdom is something that some young people don't fucking have, that we need this new generation to sit by the fire and have them hand down this knowledge. You know, like older men, it's very important for older men to teach younger men, you know, many things. No, older men have all kinds of stupid ideas of what all this is about. That's part of the problem. And by the way, I love your what are you talking about? Sexism, fucking sexual harassment in the workplace, all that shit is old man. Oh, I gotta get in there and just fucking don't take no for an answer. That's all old man shit. So that's all old men.
Yeah, I mean,
all of them.
Okay, look,
all of them.
Sure, there's probably one. No, first of all, your little fable is about tying a fucking string to an ant, which isn't real, and a fucking curse, also not real, and it was
Bro.
probably written by a 25-year-old.
Listen,
That's
idea,
a stupid story.
But listen,
that doesn't teach anything.
The idea behind that is that old people have
Yeah,
wisdom.
but it's a fake story that's not real.
Okay, but the truth
There's
is,
a fake curse, and you're going to
truth
tie a
is-
fucking string to an ant? That's not even real. If an old person said, let's tie a string to an ant, that's the senile shit I would expect an old person to come
Bro,
up with.
it's
That's
a
the most
fable.
old... Yeah, I get that. My point is you told
Why
a
are you
fake
debating
story.
the
You
semantics
told
of a fable?
Because you told a fake story as if it was true.
I didn't say that.
My
I
point
called
is-
it a fable.
I get that, but what's the point of telling a lesson that's not... None of that really happens, so who gives a shit? It doesn't
Okay.
teach us anything.
You
other
know
than a
what? You
fake
know what
thing.
does happen?
I can make up a
You
story
know
about
what does
Spider-Man
happen?
that teaches you,
You know
that
what
you
does
shouldn't eat
happen?
spiders.
You know what does happen? Getting wisdom from people who've been through it.
That's before we had Google. We don't need that shit anymore. Fucking old people are stupid and don't know anything.
Dude, you need to stop using that word stupid by saying dumb shit like we have Google. That's why we don't need old people.
I'm saying the wisdom old people have.
This is absolutely retarded, bro.
Well, you
This
told
is-
me to die on a hill. I'm dying on a hill.
And I like it, but I'm like, I didn't say die on a hill. I said,
I'm
it's like,
telling you-
what are you a public enemy of?
Old
that-
people. I told you that in the beginning. I hate old people.
Okay, but you're not making a good argument.
Okay.
Because to me, it's like, if an old person is like, bro, you don't know how much knowledge
This is
I
a
get
myth.
from older
This is a
people.
myth. It's
You don't
not
get
real.
knowledge from older people?
No, an older person's never told me anything that was in. I'm 3,000 years smarter than Aristotle. Fuck that guy. We have better information
But
now
you're saying
than
the
we've
dumbest
ever had.
shit right now.
Okay. Or I'm above a level so above you can't comprehend what I'm talking about. I mean, if you're going to believe this old person myth that they're smarter than us, then you're I'm not the dumb one, is all I'm saying.
I'm not saying that. See, you speak in absolutes.
Yes.
Not all old people are smart.
Sure, and not every fucking
Majority
whatever.
of fucking people are not smart. You sound like an old
I'm
man
saying
right
the
now.
older you get,
You
the
sound-
dumber you are.
Yeah, you're showing it.
Okay. I'm not arguing against
You're
that.
fucking
I'm dumber
showing it,
now.
bro.
I'm dumber now than I was when I was 25 for sure.
We should kill you.
Okay, let's go.
What?
If you want to fucking kill me, we'll fucking kill me.
I don't
I
wanna
don't give a
kill
fuck.
you.
I'm saying I don't care. Let's go. Look, I'm not looking to jump off the earth right now, but the minute someone fucking takes me out,
Okay,
I'm
why are
fine.
you an enemy of your own orgasms?
Because that's when the party's over.
Oh, so
And it
you
never
like
comes-
the edge.
No, I don't like the edge. I'm saying most of the time when I come, it's like, fuck already. God damn it. Or I didn't
You come too quick?
or I didn't catch it right, or I miss it. It's just a whole fucking
You
thing.
didn't catch it right? What do you mean? I think I know what you mean. But what
I
do
mean, like,
mean
you
by
know,
that?
when you're like, you're fucking getting into it and you're fucking got to build up, and then all of a sudden you're like, I mean, I'll tell you this. Most of my life has been trying to get my dick hard, and while my dick's getting hard, I'm like, fuck, I already came. It's fucking awful. I hate it.
Oh, no.
So it's just been something.
I would hate my own orgasm too. But when you say catch it, you mean like sometimes like you fuck up the orgasm?
Like, you just don't notice it happen. It doesn't have this like rah thing, and it lasts like 2 seconds. Like, it's all this build up. You're fucking, and then you're like, oh my god, and then you're done. And it's
Really?
like, it's over. It's awful.
Is it always been like that? Even when you were younger?
Yeah, it's been bad. I mean, I've just never had a.
Even when you were younger?
I'm not saying I haven't had good orgasms here and there, but not enough to like make it worth all the fucking bullshit I have to go through to have them.
That's why you want everyone to die, bro. We just figured it out. Now I know why you're so fucking mad at old people and babies and fucking. I like being at the airport, being miserable, because you're not busting those earth-shattering nuts, bro.
could be, man.
If you had an earth-shattering nut that, like, then you'd be like, I want everyone to live forever, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, hold on a second. Have you tried Kegels?
Yeah, I've done lots of shit, man. It's just not. I mean, every so often it's fine, but it's never been worth all the hype, all the bullshit people talk about sex and this, that. It's always been like, really? That's what this was?
That really explains how like some people don't enjoy sex. I think because I've always wondered if like do some people experience sex way differently than other people. So
Yeah, so I mean-
so you're like one of those people where it's just like
Most of sex is me trying to get a hard on, trying to keep my hard on going.
How about
and
Viagra?
Then, and then try again, same thing. I mean, I eventually figured out some of this with
gas
mushrooms.
station dick pills.
I've taken some of those work. Again, my point is, but when I take
Rhino.
Rhino pill works when I get a fucking
Fuck as shit.
But then I don't. It's like I don't have any feeling
The
because it's numbed
bust
up.
is
It doesn't.
not-
Yeah, it doesn't happen. So it's.
Fuck, that makes me so mad, bro.
So that's.
Because I'm good at empathizing, and now that you told me, I'm feeling what you're going through, and I want people to die. I just want people to die. You fucking shit. God damn.
So yeah, but so when I come, that's because I'm not going to come twice generally. So that's what the party's over. I like kissing and rolling around.
When you were
and
younger, you weren't.
No, I've never. It's always been. I mean,
A one and done.
I mean, it's not to say I mean, I can have sex a couple times, but I'm just saying generally, by the time I have an orgasm, that's the end of the night usually. Yeah.
Whoa. I think a lot of guys are like that.
Yeah, I mean, they've had. I mean, say the female orgasm, she's had 4 or 5 orgasms. I get to have the one, and it lasts 3 seconds. It just seems like
The buildup doesn't even feel good.
no, I don't feel shit till I'm about to come. I feel nothing. Ugh, it's fucking terrible. And so that's why it's not. And even then, the orgasm is not worth it. So I'd rather just make her come a bunch of times, and then sex is for me at the end. I mean, I like the very 2 seconds it happens, I guess, is okay, but like it's not worth all the fucking hassle you have to go through to make it happen. Even when I jerk off in the shower, it's like
Jerking off doesn't do shit for me anymore. I hate jerking off now.
Yeah,
now when I jerk off, it's just like, this was stupid.
That's how I feel.
Like,
most
I
of the
didn't
time with
enjoy that at all. You
sex.
know,
That's how I feel about sex most of the time.
But no, man, for me, man, I need it. Like, my God, do I need it too much. But then again, I come from a long line of family of polygamists. Like, my great-grandfather had 6 wives and 40-some kids, bro.
Yeah.
So I think it's just in me to like procreate. And it's just like how you talk about hunger. Like, if you can just like not eat. Sometimes I wish I just did not need sex. You know, I would get so much more done. But recently, this last 2-3 weeks, I've been so focused on work. I haven't really been thinking about sex. I haven't hit on any girls in a while. I mean, just before that, man, I was crushing it. Like, I was just like a Mr. Playboy for like 3 or 4 months, just hitting a groove. And now I'm in Droughtville, but I'm like focused on work, which is fine by me, right?
Right.
But sooner or later, that thing's going to come back, and then I just can't control it, because to me, sex is just...
Oh, it's been the only thing I cared about my whole life. That's the thing that's frustrating about it. It's like all I've ever given a fuck about was girls. And it's worked out so poorly. I'm not good at getting them. I'm not good at, I mean, it's just fucking terrible.
Okay, you're a public enemy of dogs.
Again, I just don't, most people, I like little dogs that don't bark, right?
I like little dogs.
I like little dogs. Big dogs are always jumping on you. They just smell, there's slobber everywhere.
I'm not a fan of that.
Everybody I know that has a big dog, they're like, the whole time there's like, lay down. It's like, well, why'd you buy this dog if all you want to do is lay down? I mean, like, let the dog run around. He's a dog, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But I'm just, I just don't understand the point of dogs. But I also, no kids, no dogs, no responsibilities. Kind of my.
You did tell me about your joke. That was fucking funny.
Yeah. You want me to tell the joke?
I don't know, but I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the joke is people always say that the dogs are better than cats. The guy said, name one thing a cat has better than a dog. I said, well, I've never not had sex with a woman because she had to go feed her fucking cat. So I've been cock-blocked by a bunch of dogs.
He's so right. He's so right. We're so right, man. Either you were cock-blocked by the dog, or the girl was very good at using that as an excuse to get the fuck away from you.
And generally that's what it is. It's usually an excuse, at least when it comes to me.
I mean, I've seen that happen to me too, yeah. But then like a few times have been girls that I've dated where they were like, they liked me and we were having a good time, and they told me, just come to me in my house real quick. I gotta go feed my dog. Gotta take him for a walk around the block, put him in, then we can go back out again. And it's just like, okay, that's a lot of work.
If they bring you home, then yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's only happened a couple of times, Any other time, it was like, yeah, you could tell. It's kind of like back when I was young at the clubs, and I couldn't understand that. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. We'll be right back. Meant that she's not coming back.
Yeah, I think the key with women is you can't take it personally either direction.
Hey, nailed it, bro.
When they say no, it's usually not about you.
Yep.
But when they say yes, it's also usually not about you. Yeah. You were just standing there.
You weren't even a thing in their fucking nothing, No. When you just need to accept that. And I think that's what makes a cool man, and that's what makes a man one of the many things that makes a high value man in a dating situation or out here trying to get women is not having any expectations, and to understand that women are going to be who they are, and you should just be okay with that.
Right.
All right. Like how many times have you noticed that sometimes a girl will use you to get to another guy?
Not me. I'm not the kind of person that makes people jealous, but I get your point.
I'm pretty sure it's happened. You probably didn't realize it.
Maybe. I mean,
You
I
know?
think really the key to all of this is it depends on what you're looking for, I guess, but is to find your
Sex.
Well, if you're just trying to fuck, that's a whole different.
Earth-shattering orgasm.
If you're trying to fuck, it's a whole different thing. But I'm saying in general, if you're trying to date somebody, the goal is to try to, rather than contort yourself into what they like and vice versa, you should find a person who's already into what you're into. Somebody's already your match. I don't mean like same. You don't have to have the same hobbies and shit. I'm just saying that, like, if you're super jealous, don't date someone. Or don't, if you're not jealous, don't date someone who's jealous. If you're, if you're cheap, date someone who's cheap. If you're generous, date someone who's generous. Like, find people. So you're not going to argue about this shit.
Exactly.
And most of dating is finding the person who matches with you the way.
And you don't have to change too much. I mean, there's things in us that should change.
Right.
Every single one of us has a blind spot.
But
that somebody else
should come from you. Your change spot should come from what you know that you need to change.
Yeah, but
now,
sometimes you need other people to point out your blind spot.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So for sure.
Sometimes you need friends, loved ones, maybe somebody that you are in a relationship with to literally be like, they don't want to change who you are as a core, but they just know, be like, hey, I'll flush the toilet, or
I'll give you an example.
Be nice to the waiter or some shit.
I'll give you an example. So I'm when I drive, I'm a crazy person. I'm always in a hurry, speeding around, whatever. Because my dad was like, don't be anybody's way. It was just his thing, whatever. And so, even this was 8 months ago, my girlfriend was like, I have a question. I go, what's that? She goes, you've always been in such a hurry, our whole relationship, but you never have anywhere to go. Like, you're speeding home, cussing at people to sit on the couch.
Yeah.
And it made me go, oh, you know what? You're right. What am I doing? Fuck. So you're right. People can like change your.
And did you change that?
Yeah, for sure.
Because she put it in perspective.
Yeah, well, she wasn't judging me or making me angry. She was just like, well, I don't get what you're doing. And I was
That's
like,
a good woman.
What is the point? Yeah, what am I doing?
That's good.
So.
And we need that, bro.
Yeah.
We need that. Now we need her to be like, hey, man, old people are worth something.
And look, I'm not saying that old people aren't worth anything. What I'm saying is the idea that old is wisdom is a.
But it is wisdom.
What I'm saying is.
I'm giving wisdom to younger guys.
Here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, don't give him any more or less credit because they're older. There are smart people that say, I listen to Bill Maher. He's 60, whatever. He's smart all the time. I agree with Bill Maher.
He's an idiot a lot of times, too.
No, I think Bill Maher has it pretty much hit on the head most of the time.
Because you're a Democrat. And you're like up his ass about it.
No, because look, he's just...
he's not right about Palestine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I have no concept of...
Yeah, that's the thing that everyone's going to be don't say that, bro.
No, I'm just saying I don't know his opinion on Palestine.
There's a lot of things he's not right about.
My point is there are people that are older that have fucking perspectives. What I'm saying is I think we get... The problem is do not assume your grandmother knows more than you because she's older than you.
No.
Your grandma could be stupid. That's what I'm saying.
People are just stupid, whether they're young or old.
Most people are just stupid.
I mean,
my favorite joke of all time is George Carlin said, think about how stupid the average person is. Now realize that half the people are stupider than that.
Yeah. Joe Rogan had that very good bit. He was like, I know I'm stupid, but I'm smarter than most people I meet.
Right.
And like that just goes to show how dumb most of us are. And I think it's very important for us to know that we're stupid. I think that's when you know that someone is kind of smart. At least you know you're dumb. The more I know I don't know is the truest thing, man. Because as I get older, the more dumb I feel, man. In terms of like when I get the bird's eye view of like what this whole existence is, But anyways, we've been at it for an hour. Guys, thank you for chiming in. The phone calls were great. Bowers, you want to tell everyone how they can find you?
Just follow me at Bowers Comedy on Instagram and all the other stuff. I don't really do a lot of social media. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Bowers Comedy. I have like a Honda Civic payment full of Patreon people, but we're building it. That's where I do most of my social media stuff. I post shows and shit on Instagram and that kind of stuff, and I communicate. Like, you can message me, but if I'm gonna put up like jokes and all that shit, that goes on my Patreon because fuck Zuckerberg and all these goddamn algorithms make money off.
He's got an awesome podcast that I was on. One of them was Patreon only, right? And
we do an SDS. If you do SDSCshow.com is the third Thursday of every month at 3 Pacific. Me, Ben Glebe, Jody Sweeten, and Rachel Gallagher do a live show on Zoom that gets broadcast over YouTube, and then Rachel and I do a podcast that Mike was just on called Origin Stories, where you go to patreon.com/origin stories.
And it's a good podcast, and the thing is I really enjoyed the show because you guys had that show. It was on Zoom during the lockdown. And honestly, I was already kind of like, I don't know if I want to do shows on Zoom. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? But then you guys invited me on your show that has a huge fan base. They have a huge fan base that watches this. And I got to do 5 minutes, and then we had to talk back. But I really went out of my way to make sure that I had a green screen and I had a brick wall behind me with my Venmo on top of it. I had a microphone. I lit myself. I like with everything, I try to be as professional as possible. I had a fun, great set on that show. And then the audience tipped me almost $200 for a 5-minute set. And I was like, I got 200 some odd dollars, man. And then I had like a bit about Palestine or whatever between me and like Ben Glebe. And then later on, a couple of Palestinians sent me money in my Venmo. Hey, we saw your thing, bros. Thanks for bringing up Palestine. I was like, it was crazy. So definitely follow him. Check out the Social Distancing Social Club.
Yep, sdscshow.com.
It's a great show. They have awesome comics on there, and it's just fun. And the audience is really fun too, and they're great to talk back to. Anything else?
No, that's about it, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. This was good, dude. I liked it. We were going at it. I love shit like this. This is my favorite. This is why I think like we need to be okay with not agreeing.
Right. Well, I like to say outlandish shit, and then because also too, I like to figure out why you think the way you think. Like,
me too.
Like if you go, I like Tim Tebow. Well, I want to know why. I'm not even arguing with you necessarily. I just want to know why do you think the way you think.
Exactly.
That's what makes my brain
not only
happy.
that, I want you to inform me.
Right.
I'm very interested to see, maybe you'll be able to inform me on something that I don't know. Like the other day I was talking to a friend and he was parroting this thing that a lot of people in Hollywood are saying, Joe Rogan is bad news. Joe Rogan is bad news. And I'm like, okay, I listen to Joe Rogan all the time. And people ask me, do you listen to Joe Rogan? I'm like, I listen to his podcast. I listen to his guests. I don't fucking listen to him. If he's talking about squats, then I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? If he starts talking about why he's not taking a vaccine, I'm not listening to that, okay? But so I listen to his, and then I asked my friend, I'm like, so what's the bad news about Joe Rogan? Nothing. They couldn't say anything. And it's like, dude, if you're going to say something like that, come at me, because I'm the type of person who listens to him. I want to know what I don't know. If there's something you know about that motherfucker that I should fucking be aware of why you don't like him, please do tell me. Or with anything.
Sure. Yeah,
so definitely too many people now are just parroting what other people are saying, and they have no idea why they're saying that.
Yep.
Some people are supporting Ukraine. They don't even know why they're supporting them.
I mean, there's so many people that just buy into whatever the public narrative is, and that's what I really am against, is the idea of like, oh, this is all bad. Like, you know, my favorite example is the McDonald's lawsuit with the coffee, right?
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
Stupid.
Who was stupid?
The person who's fucking getting mad about getting burnt by coffee.
See? You know how wrong you are about that?
No, man. No.
Can I tell you the story?
Well, then tell me the story. If it was a complete fuck up, then yeah, sure. But to me, the idea is that if you fucking got a coffee and you're complaining about being too hot, then we need to fucking investigate how hot was this shit.
Okay, here's the story. You ready? That McDonald's franchise it was a franchisee, had a big campaign about bring coffee to work. So they cooked the coffee 15 or 10 degrees hotter than they were supposed to. They'd been fined and reprimanded by McDonald's 5 separate times for their coffee being too hot. Like, this is going to fucking hurt people, man. An old woman went through a drive-thru, put the coffee in her lap while she went to pay.
And she fucking
it
burned
spilled
herself.
her fucking vagina. It burned it so bad. All she wanted was her fucking medical bills. This franchise guy says, go fuck yourself. She takes him to court asking for $153,000, which was what her generals cost or whatever. It was a number that small. And the fucking jury was so upset by how much of an asshole this guy was and not helping this old lady that they rewarded her fucking $20 million or 20, whatever the fucking big.
Damn.
It was all that guy's fault. But in the collective consciousness, we have this idea, oh, this stupid bitch suit. No. You don't know the fucking story.
I didn't know the story.
And that's my point, is nobody does. There's all kinds
I
of
didn't
stories.
know the story.
There's a million stories out there.
Sure.
Where we all believe, like
Sure.
right now, the Amber Heard thing. Look into that shit. Like, there's
Okay.
all kinds of different stuff where we think, oh, this is what happened.
Okay.
Just because that's what the media or whatever told us
Okay.
to. And that's the part we got to get away from.
And Cliff Notes on the Amber Heard thing, were we like?
I don't know. What I'm saying is, whenever the whole country decides one person's
Sure.
bad,
Sure.
I like to go, okay, what actually
I'm the
happened?
same way, bro.
You know,
I'm like that with everything.
like I was like that with OJ. Like, look, I'm not saying at this point I think probably he did it.
I'm like that with everything.
But when the jury said he didn't do it, I was like, all right, well, they listened to the whole fucking case. I didn't.
Listen,
I watched
man.
a couple blurbs about Judge Ito on Leno.
Yeah.
How am I going to fucking understand what
Right.
happened in this case? Fuck all
And
you
a
guys.
lot of the times, the mainstream media is just a mouthpiece for propaganda, and sometimes you just gotta know that. A lot of the times, the news that you turn on is probably giving you a truth, right? But they're just giving you this truth when they should be giving you this other thing that they're trying to distract you from.
Well, and here's the thing, and we can probably end on this, and I'll get out of here. But I really think the thing we need to get rid of if we want to save the country is advertising. That's our problem.
Yeah,
Advertising's the fucking problem.
I agree.
And it's been the problem for a while.
Yeah.
And that's why we,
It's one of the big problems. Here's another problem: getting soft monies out of politics.
I get all that, but that's still all advertising because that's all advertising money. If that soft money's for ads. If we got rid of advertising completely, look at tobacco. When we don't smoke anymore as a country because the minute we got rid of advertising, people stopped smoking. The minute we stopped advertising it,
Advertising is the devil. Did you ever hear Bill Hicks? Bill Hicks had that whole advertising bit. It was really, really good. If you get a chance, look it up. It's right up your alley. Basically, he goes, any people hear an advertisement? Fuck you. No, seriously. Fuck you. You are the spawn of Satan. And he just goes into this whole tirade about how advertising is poisoning the psyche of America.
Because you know what you don't have to advertise? Good shit people like.
Yeah. You know the American breakfast? American breakfast is a product of advertisement.
Oh, yeah.
So the whole eggs, bacon, orange juice combination, that thing, that was the government wanted to subsidize pork, eggs, and orange juice, and especially corn. And then they hired this law firm, this advertising firm, and you can find his name. He's supposed to be a legendary advertising guy, and he's the reason why we have a balanced breakfast that's made of eggs, bacon.
Do you know that herpes wasn't a stigmatized thing until they invented the medicine?
Oh, for sure.
Everybody had herpes, no one gave a fuck. And in the 40s or 50s, I'm not kidding.
That's how porn stars are.
Someone cared.
I was on a Reddit with porn stars. Porn stars like, the thing that we're like not really worried about is herpes. Everyone's got herpes. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, everybody's got herpes, right?
Not on my dick.
But my point is that until they developed the medicine for it, it wasn't a stigma. You didn't feel bad having herpes. People were like, yeah, I've got herpes. Of course I do. Right? And then once they invented the medicine, the advertising people made it a shameful thing to have it. And it became this fucking thing that was a problem.
Bro, that is what we should have talked about this entire fucking podcast. Not killing old people, motherfucker. This is something I can get behind. I can definitely be a public enemy of advertising.
Advertising, baby.
Motherfucker, we got to have you back. And we got to talk about that.
It's like
it
engagement
seems like
rings.
you know that's the only logical shit you said right now, bro.
Well, look, I'm ahead of my time on some of this.
I'm going to push you off that fucking chair, man. Guys, Chris Bowers. Follow me, Mike from Detroit, MikeFromDetroit.com. All my social media links are there. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Pornhub. I'm Mike from Detroit on everything. My Instagram is blowing up. I'm going to end up getting to 100,000 followers before the week ends. It's crazy. So I appreciate everyone who's watching my clips. I'll be putting out some more. Also follow me on Facebook. Again, MikeFromDetroit.com. All my social media links are at the very top of that page. I look forward to seeing you guys live, too. You can join my mailing list. Just text Mike to 206-207-5422. That's text Mike to 206-207-5422. Answer the 3 questions. You'll be part of my mailing list, and I can alert you when I'm doing live shows in your town. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Chris Bowers. Until next time, peace.
Public Yemeni #1.